What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at the Hasbro Star Wars Black Series Disney Store exclusive Clones of the Republic Yoda with Commander Gree. So another cool pack where we get a Jedi or a Jedi General along with a clone trooper, and usually a clone trooper that goes along with them. So in this case we have Gree from the 41st. So it looks pretty cool. Of course, Gree looks different. We saw him in Revenge of the Sith where he looked more like in the all camo outfit, but this is what he normally looks like. That was just the special outfit for that mission, but looks cool. Absolutely love yellow. He's one of my favorite characters. So getting him in this look is really nice, and that he comes with his chair from the Jedi Council is really awesome, because one of my very first Star Wars figures I ever got was a Yoda with the chair, so that kind of brings back those memories of my very first Star Wars figure. So just a really cool pack. Of course, love getting the Jedis and the clones to go along with them like this pack, so very excited for this. So let me get them open out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. So let's start off with Yoda, who is a male member of his species that was born in 1896 BBY, and he served the Jedi Order for many centuries, as well as serving as the Jedi Grandmaster through the time of the High Republic. So it's awesome to get Yoda here. Of course, these are based more off the comic books, so it's going to have more of his comic colors with the darker browns, which still looks really good. Nice to have this Yoda. Now, I do believe he is based more off the Yoda that came with the Dagobah Luke, where Yoda would like fit in the backpack, but I completely forgot about that Yoda, so I didn't grab it. I only have the first Yoda that they made, so it's going to be a little different, but it still looks good with the younger version of Yoda, I would say, but still looks good with his green skin. Love how he has like an amused look on his face, almost like a little bit of a smile in his eyes. Of course, his pointy ears out to the side, his little bit of hair he has there in gray, sort of slicked there to the back, and then he's got the darker brown robe on and the even darker brown outfit on underneath, and still get his green hands there with his 3 fingers with the claws and 3 toes with the nails on them there as well. And I guess maybe that's an extra, yeah, I guess it's 4 toes on him there with 1 at the back, but just looks pretty good overall. Really like the design of this Yoda, and just looks good. It's nice, get a prequel era version of Yoda to add to the collection, which is what this fits. Now, moon-wise, we'd probably take the jacket off maybe to get a little bit better movements. Now, one thing I will say, especially like with this jacket, I do think it does fit overall a little better. Still a little bit too much material, but still seems to work out, not too bad at all for it. It doesn't really take up a whole lot of room. His hood, thankfully, sits back pretty nice and decently there. So overall, it's not too bad, just a little bit of baggy. So you just got to pull it up like to get his arms exposed more to be able to use that and everything, but we'll go and just take it off. Now, the hardest part is getting it back on just because of his claws kind of gets in the way, but there we got Yoda without that outfit, so we can see him there like going into battle wearing just this all brown where he's got the shirt and the pants there, but still looks good for Yoda. Now, of course, he looks awkward because his head looks big and his body looks small, but it's not too bad, and especially if you keep that robe on, it kind of fits in and doesn't really notice it too much. But we can do his movement, so his head will twist all the way around, so you can see the like head separation there, so allows it to twist all the way around, look down that far and up that far. So not a whole lot of range, unfortunately, but not bad. We get the shoulders that do come up to 90 there, and we'll rotate all the way around. Get the single elbow joints, kind of already been there, but we'll bend to 90 with rotation, and then we get the little wrist that'll twist all the way around, and I believe has a hinge. Yeah, you can see the hinge there just a little, so it hinges up and down, but of course you get barely any movements with it. We'll get a twist around at the waist, so it'll twist all the way around, and then the hips will come up that far. Now, unfortunately, of course, you can also sort of like twist them out to the side to get it up a little higher there, but for like getting him to sit in his chair and stuff, I wish he'd have more room so you can get it fully up to 90 without having to twist to the side, but you can go that far, of course, out to the side there as well. And then we get the single knee joint back that'll bend to 90 with the rotation in it, and then of course down to his foot that'll have a little bit of movement rocking back and forth, and a little twisting side to side there as well. So not too bad for his movements. Like I said, obviously it could be better, like proportion. Like I said, his head looks really big compared to the rest of his body, and I wish his joints would have a little bit better range. Of course, it's a small little figure, so it's hard to really expect too much out of this, but just to be able to get him fully to do what I would want him to do, I wish he had a little bit better range on him, but still looks good and functions really nice overall there for Yoda. Now, accessory wise, if we want to switch out his head, he does come with this more angry looking head, so if he's in the middle of a fight, we can switch it out. So there's that head, like I said, good for a fight or at the High Council, someone's doing something that he doesn't like, he can make that look on his face, but it's nice to have that for Yoda. He also comes with his cane, so just a nice little walking stick he comes with. So we can try and put this in his hand. Now, I don't really know how this would work or function unless you just sort of slide it into his hand and he holds onto it grip-wise, something more like that. So he's just kind of holding onto it, but if you position right, you could probably get his hand sitting on top of it like he's actually using it. But otherwise, we just get Yoda with his cane there. And then he also comes with his lightsaber, so of course get his Shoto-like lightsaber, so the smaller blade and green there for him that we can put into his hand. So there's Yoda with his lightsaber, so that looks pretty cool. Of course, love seeing Yoda with his lightsaber, especially a smaller green lightsaber, so that is really cool. But if we don't want to have the bladed version, we do also just get the hilt, so they don't separate out with as small as that is, so we just get the separate hilt there. That looks pretty nice, so we have that as an option as well. So there we get Yoda with his lightsaber, and of course we can try and put his robes back on. Like I said, it's a little more difficult because he's got the claws and stuff, so it makes it hard to get it on his arms, but let me see if I can get it on. So there's Yoda back in his robe with the lightsaber as well. So really love that. Like I said, at least thankfully with this robe, since it's so small, probably the figure, that they didn't give it too much extra material. And thankfully it seems to work out pretty decently. So you can get Yoda looking like he does most of the time in the movies. So that's really nice. But what I really like about this is that he also comes with his chair, so that he comes with the Jedi Council chamber chair. So like I said, love this because my very first Star Wars action figure was Yoda that came with his chair. I think it was from episode 2 was the figure was based off. So we get him so we can get his legs out and just sort of put him in the chair. Of course, we'd have to take the lightsaber out to make it look proper, but we can get Yoda sitting in his chair, and of course you can get his legs like sort of folded up like he's sitting there, like you don't see his feet at all, but looks pretty good there, him sitting in his little chair. So absolutely love that. Like I said, it reminds me of that original figure I had when I was younger, so just really nice to get Yoda represented from the more prequel era time, so looks younger and comes with a different outfit design. Now, as I mentioned, we do, of course, have older Yoda, so here's the older Yoda from, like, episode 5. So much older looking Yoda here with that older figure design. I'm pretty sure height-wise they're going to be different, too. So, yeah, much different size. So, even this younger Yoda is much smaller compared to the old Yoda that we have here. So, that's pretty nice. But, like I said, they did make that Yoda that goes with Luke from Dagobah, that goes in the backpack and everything, and I think that's what they based this Yoda off. So, that is pretty nice, which makes him even smaller, which looks good overall. But there we just got Yoda in his chair, which I just absolutely love. Now, to go along with Yoda, we also have Commander Gree, which is CC-1004, which was a senior clone commander of the Grand Army of the Republic during the Clone Wars. Now, he led the 41st Elite Corps under Jedi General Luminara Unduli, as well as Yoda, as we saw in Revenge of the Sith, and he became an expert in alien cultures, leading to the 41st long-term deployment on alien worlds and in hostile conditions. So he looks good here. Of course, he looks like a clone trooper with the green design of the 41st. Now, Gree did look like this originally. Of course, we know him more as we see him in Revenge of the Sith with the more camo colored armor, which he also wears, but this is their more basic design. So pretty much anytime you see them otherwise, they're wearing this, the more white clone trooper armor, just with the green design. So we do have the Phase 2 clone armor, so we get the Phase 2 helmet there, which looks good. And I love the green there around the head and coming down the face. Of course, get like the T-visor, the breathers that kind of look like the stormtroopers and all that. So it looks pretty good helmet-wise for the Phase 2. And then the armor, so we have like the plasteel armor all in white, but with the green designs and lines running down through it. Of course, the black body glove underneath, so the rib design we see there. So all just normal that we see with every other clone trooper, just with the different colors this time of it being green. And movement should be the same as well, so the head will twist all the way around, can look down that far and up that far, so not bad for the movements. Now, unfortunately, the helmet doesn't come off on this. It'd be cool to get Commander Gree, because he has almost like the, I don't know what you call it, reverse mohawk or whatever, so instead of the mohawk in the center like this, he has the 2 stripes over like that way, so it'd be cool to have that on a clone trooper design, but the helmet's attached onto the head included with this, so it doesn't come off. Then we go to the shoulders that will come up to 90, of course have the butterfly back and forth, and we'll rotate around. We get the bicep twist and the single elbow joint to 90 with rotation in it, and then the wrist will twist around and hinge up and down for this hand. Then we get the ab crunch, so right in there, so crunch back and forth and twist all the way around, and then the hips will come up to 90, especially if you twist it out to the side, can go up there and out to the side itself. Thigh twist, of course, the single knee joint to 90 with rotation, and the foot flex back and forth and twist side to side. So the standard Star Wars movements, and same for all the other clone troopers, especially we get more recently. So nothing wrong with Commander Gree here. Pretty nice overall, especially with that green color on his outfit. Now, of course, as I mentioned, we've seen him before, especially for Revenge of the Sith. So we have had Commander Gree before, so here's that version with the more camo inspired design. So like I said, should look exactly the same, like armor wise and stuff should be the same, just this one should have more camo design like this compared to it, but of course they've updated the figures over the years since this one came out, but still pretty cool. So like I said, the exact same character, and in the Phase 2 clone armor, just that other one had like the more specialty armor for like more specialized missions, like the mission on Kashyyyk there, so very nice for that. But for accessories, we get the same guns we get for all the clone troopers. So we get the DC-15S blaster carbine, so the smaller gun, and and then the DC-15A blaster rifle, so the longer rifle, so we can pick and choose between those. Always like the longer rifle myself, so I'll just give that to him. So there we got Commander Gree with his gun there as well. So pretty nice overall for him, and a nice addition, a different version of Gree added to the collection. So there we have Gree guarding Jedi Master Yoda. So very cool to get this Clones of the Republic pack. Really like these, getting a Jedi along with a clone trooper that goes along with them. So I just hope they continue to do more and more of these, especially giving us more Jedi characters, because I want those and the clones to go with them in all the different colors. So really love this pack, especially again one of my favorite characters of Yoda, and a good design that, like I said, is a good prequel design for him, and another version of Commander Gree. So really nice 2-pack for this, but let me know what you thought of it down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, let me know with that like, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to see more. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.